My name is Temilola Afolabi, and I will be presenting a time series data story predicting whether fatalities in Sudan due to violent conflicts will increase or decrease by 2028. This assignment is for the UMGC Data 620 course on data management and visualizations. The data used for these analyses were pulled from the Armed Conflict Location and Event Database, or ACLID for short, and the World Bank. Specifically, data on the number of fatalities according to violent conflict were pulled from ACLED, while data on annual population, total external debt, and total national expenditure were pulled from World Bank. These three additional variables were chosen due to their common correlation with violent conflict and unrest, as population growth can sometimes be attributed or correlated with violent conflict, as well as poor socioeconomic status, which can lead to social unrest and thus more conflict. Figure 1 displays a line graph depicting fatalities by year over a 19-year time frame. The visualization is overlaid with a trend line of a polynomial pattern. A polynomial trend is depicted by a curved line in the data, representing a complex pattern with various fluctuations. Fatalities are quite high in 2004 with a total of 11,400 and take a severe dip in 2007, increase again in 2013 to nearly 7,000, dipping till 2019 and spiking again in 2023 to a 19-year high of 13,408. Sudan experienced war that started in 2003, which is in line with the high rate of fatalities. The country is also experiencing a civil war as of 2023, further explaining the spike in fatalities. Figure 2 displays two line graphs representing fatalities and population by year with a 5-year forecast. Tableau predicts a steady decrease in violent fatalities between 2023 and 2028. Specifically for fatalities to decrease from 13,420 in 2023 to just 1,800 by 2028. Confidence intervals show a high of 6,624 and low of negative 2,134, or 0, since we are speaking of people. I am only somewhat confident in this prediction, as the conflict situation is ever-changing in the country, and it cannot be predicted when ongoing civil war will end. Population growth can be a factor or predictor of violent conflict, as stated earlier. A population line graph was overlaid to analyze a potential correlation. The population displays a linear trend upwards continuing through 2028. It cannot be said that population is correlated with violent fatalities based on the available data. Tableau also lists the quality of the forecast to be just okay for fatalities, suggesting it is also not very confident in its prediction based on the data. Figure 3 displays line graphs of fatalities, broken down by event type, specifically battles, explosions and remote violence, protests, riots, and violence against civilians. Battles appear to be the highest cause of fatalities, with an average of 2,205 deaths over the 19-year time frame, compared to violence against civilians, which is the second leading cause and has only an average of 927 fatalities. The forecast for each event type and total fatalities display little change in average between 2023 and 2028, all except for battles, which shows a steady decrease between 2023 and 2028. Figure 4 aims to identify the relationship between fatalities and external debt by year. The line graph for external debt similarly boasts a polynomial curve, but to the third degree rather than the fourth degree used in the fatalities line. There may be a correlation due to the small similarity in pattern, but more data would be needed to say a correlation with confidence. The p-value for both trend lines are less than 0.0001, meaning confidence in their predictions are significant. The last visualization displays a scatter plot comparing gross national expenditure and fatalities according to year. Using a linear trend line, viewers can confidently see a positive correlation between gross national expenditure and fatalities. In other words, an increase in national spending somewhat impacts violent fatalities or vice versa. The p-value for this trend line is 0.018, which means the correlation is significant.